Hello students, welcome to mathematics class. Students, this is part 5 of the chapter squares and square roots and cubes and cube roots. We are discussing NCERT exemplar problems on these two chapters, and it is unit number 3. And students, we have already solved MCQ type questions, fill in the blank type questions and true or false types question, which are from 1 to 86, and even we solved some of the short answer type questions in our previous sessions. So we did up to question number 97. Now from today's session onwards we will be solving some of the long answer type questions, that is from the question number 98 onwards. The question number 98 is 176 a perfect square. If not, find the smallest number by which it should be multiplied to get a perfect square. This is the 98th question. Now to solve this question, first we need to prime factorize 176. The prime factorization of 176, you know how to do it. It will be 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 11. That means it is not a perfect square. Why? Because here prime factors 2 which are in pairs, but the prime factor 11 is not having its pair. So we say 176 is not a perfect square. Then find the smallest number by which it must be multiplied to get a perfect square. So we say that the smallest number is 11, which multiplying 176 gives the product as perfect square. So why I said 11? It is because 11 doesn't have its pair. So if I multiply this by 11, then that 11 also will get into pairs. So there is a reason. So we have written 11 as the smallest number by which this 176 is to be multiplied, so that the product is perfect square. Now coming to the next question, question number 99. Now in question number 99, is 9720 a perfect cube? If not, find the smallest number by which it should be divided to get a perfect cube. So for this also we need to first go for prime factorizing 9720. So when you do prime factorization of 9720, you will have 2 multiplied by itself for 3 times, 3 multiplied by itself for totally 5 times, and 5. So doing this prime factorization is very important skill which you have already learnt. Now here the prime factor, once this 3 is there in the group of 3's, but it is there for only 2 times multiplied, so we need one more 3 to be into that group of 3's, that is into triplets. Whereas prime factor 5 is only for once in the prime factorization, we need for 2 more times to make it into the triplet form. So either we have to multiply by 3 into 5 into 5, or we have to divide this by these extra fellows. What is their product? 3 3s are 9, 9 5s are 45. So if I divide this 9720 by 45, we get a perfect cube. Okay, so we will first conclude 9720 is not a perfect cube. Then we will write the smallest number by which 9720 is to be divided to get a perfect cube is 45. That's it. So this is the final conclusion statement. Now coming to the question number 100. The question number 100 is, write 2 Pythagorean triplets each having one of the numbers as 5. You know, Pythagorean triplets should satisfy the condition of Pythagoras theorem. The Pythagoras theorem tells you hypotenuse square is equal to the sum of the squares of perpendicular legs. Let us say here perpendicular legs are A and B. So sum of the A square and B square should be equal to the hypotenuse square. So let us say that hypotenuse is of C. That means C square is equals to A square plus B square. It should be get satisfied. And we learned that m square minus 1, 2m and m square plus 1 gives Pythagorean triplet. So keeping in this numbers in view, where m should be more than 1 and m is a natural number. So having this condition, we can generate. How we could generate? If I take, let m square plus 1 equals to 5, therefore m square equals to 5 minus 1, which means 4. That means m square equals to 4 means, therefore m equals to 2. Therefore 2m is 4 and m square minus 1 is 4 minus 1, which gives you 3. It implies m square minus 1 value 3, 2m value 4 and m square plus 1 value 5. So this gives a one of the Pythagorean triplet. Okay, and students, there is one more Pythagorean triplet also having one of the number as 5. It is, this is first one and second one is 5 is to 12 is to 13. You can cross check even. Okay, how to get this from this one is not possible for your brain now, means for your level I mean. Okay, it has got some other formula to get it. Okay, I am not discussing it right now, but we can certainly get 5 is to 12 is to 13 as also another Pythagorean triplet. You can cross check even. Okay, for example, here 13 is the hypotenuse, 13 square, which is 169, and perpendicular legs are 5 square and 12 square, where 5 square is 25 plus 12 square is 144, and if you see their sum also gives you 169. Obviously this condition is getting satisfied. So this is another Pythagorean triplet. Okay, with the one of the numbers being 5. Now coming to the next question 101. See students, in the question number 101, by what smallest number should 216 be divided? So which means 216 is not a perfect square. So find first its prime factorization, and you know how to find it. Here I am directly writing 2 multiplied by itself 3 times and 3 multiplied by itself 3 times. That means here I have prime factor 2 being in ones pair and prime factor 3 being in ones pair. Only this 2 and this 3 are left without pairs. So I need to divide by their product to remove them, so that that quotient becomes the perfect square. So we will write the statement: the smallest number by which 216 is to be divided so that quotient becomes the perfect square, becomes a perfect square is the product of this. What it is? It is 6. Now also find the square root of that quotient. Therefore the quotient so obtained is 216 divided by 6, which is 36, and therefore square root of that quotient is 6. Correct now? Square root of 36 is 6. So that's how we solve question number 101. See students, here these are all working type questions where you need to write the working steps. Compulsory, you need to have these working steps written, and you have to have proper working steps written, then only you will get full marks. Therefore, square root of the quotient is 6. Okay, so conclusion statement also I have written. Now question number 102. By what smallest number should 3600 be multiplied so that the quotient, see, he is saying be multiplied, that means we get a product, not a quotient, so it is to be taken away, isn't it? It is product, and this is also to be taken away, and it is product. Now first do the prime factorization of 3600. What is the prime factorization of 3600? So first find out. Here 2 multiplied by itself for 4 times. Next 3 multiplied by itself for 2 times. Then 5 multiplied by itself for 2 times we will get. That means Pythagorean, this prime factors 2 is once in group of 3's, but having one more time multiplied without being in group of 3's, and prime factor 3 is also not in group of 3's, and prime factor 5 also is not in group of 3's. So we need to multiply. By what this to be multiplied means we need 2 times the prime factor 2 so that this 2 gets into group of 3's, and 1 time 3 so that this prime factor 3 gets into 3's, and 1 time 5. So totally it is to be multiplied by this product. How much is this product? It is 60. So we need to multiply by 60. Now write the conclusion. Therefore, the smallest number by which 3600 to be multiplied so that the product is a perfect cube is 60. So with this we have to multiply. Next continuation of the question is also find the cube root of the product. Therefore, the product obtained is 3600 into 60. That means you will have 6 6 are 36, 3 6 3 are 18 plus 3 21. That means I am getting 2,16,000. Therefore, cube root of 2,16,000 is cube root of 2 power 6, 3 cube and 5 cube, which gives 2 square into 3 into 5. What is the product? It is 60 is the cube root of 2,16,000. Okay. So this is how we solve question number 102. So be careful while writing working steps. Make sure you write properly that working steps. Now coming to the question number 103. See students, here find the square root of the following by long division method. So don't forget, this long division method is very important. So how to do long division method? First we have to make pairs. Let me do properly. It has gone cross. Yeah. Now 1, 3, 6, 9. We will make pairs. After making pairs, 13 is close to perfect square 9. So 3 3s are 9 and 13 minus 9 is 4, and this bar will come down. Double of 3 is 6, or 3 added here to this gives you 6, and we have to look for next digit and close to 469, and it is 7, 67, 7s are 469. So 469 minus 469 is 0. Therefore square root of 1369 is 37. This is how we do. I'll explain once for even the other number. 5625 will make groups from the decimal point towards left for integer portion. Now 56 is close to the perfect square 49. So 7, 7s are 49. 56 minus 49 gives you 7, and this bar is taken down. It becomes the quotient 725. This same digit is added to this 7, gives you 14, and we are looking for ones place digit, and here next digit of the answer. So we have to choose such a way here the digit when 14 and that digit means it is 140 to 149, any one number, because that digit can be 0 to 9, anything. A suitable one we have to choose. Obviously it is 5 because it has to end with 5 now. So 145 5s is 725. So we got a (145) 5s 725. 725 minus 725 is 0. So therefore square root of 5625 is 75. This is how we find square root of perfect squares. Okay. Next, coming to the question number 104. Here again find the square root of this following decimal square numbers using long division method. So when we are doing long division method for decimal numbers, we have to go from the decimal point towards left in the integer portion and towards right in decimal portion. So pairs we have to make first. Suppose after making pairs, how many pairs are there, that many digits will come, and here this 27 is close to perfect square 25, which is 5 5s are 25. So 27 minus 25 gives you 2, and this from decimal portion I am taking 0.4 down. Because I took from decimal portion, here the point comes. So 5 point, and I am choosing a next digit. Adding the same 5 to this gives you 10, and I have to choose an appropriate digit here. So what is to be chosen? 1 0 dash means a digit into the same digit. Means this digit could be 0 to any digit up to 9. What will be appropriate? 1. So if it is 2, it correctly suits. 102 2s are 204. So that's how we find. We will check with the 0, 1, 2, then we will decide what digit will be close to 204 or equal to 204. So here 102 2s are 204, it is equal. So 204 minus 204 is 0. Therefore, square root of 27.04 is 5.2. That's how we find. I hope you will find the square root of 1.44 through long division method. For your help, we write 1.44 as 1.44 so that it gets into pair type. Okay, so do it on your own as a part of your homework. Next, coming to the question number 105. What is the least number that should be subtracted from 1385 to get a perfect square? See students, this is also what is to be added, what is to be subtracted can be done by doing long division method only. So do it long division method of 1385. So here 3 3s are 9, which is close to 13. Difference is 4. Thus 85 I took it down, and 3 added to 3 gives 6. I have to choose appropriate number. Here 7 suits 67. 7s are 67. 7s are is 469. That 469 is close to 485, and the difference is you have next 16, where I got the answer. What is to be subtracted? I have to subtract 16. I'll write the conclusion. Therefore, 16 is the least number that should be subtracted from 1385 to get a perfect square. That's it. Next, continuation of the question. Also find the square root of that perfect square. Therefore, that perfect square is 1369. Why? Because 1385 minus 16 gives you that 1385. From that, if you subtract 16, you will get 1369. And what is the square root of it? What is the square root of it? It is 37. It's already we have found. Okay, so this is how we answer it. So students, I have solved up to the question number 105, and rest of the questions we will solve from our next session onwards. So till then, You take care of yourself. Be healthy. Stay safe. Jai Hind. Thank you.